Did you know your business can honor God while transforming lives around the world? Welcome to the 𝐒𝐻𝐿 Biblical Entrepreneurship Show, the weekly podcast that inspires and equips Christian entrepreneurs to build sustainable businesses that glorify God and uplift impoverished communities. At 𝐒𝐻𝐿, our mission is built on the three fish metaphor. Give a fish. We provide startup loans to launch businesses. Teach to fish. We offer entrepreneur training for lasting growth, equipped for discipleship. We empower discipleship to multiply impact. Join 𝐒𝐻𝐿's founder Steve Adams as he shares powerful solo episodes and expert interviews filled with mentorship insights and real-life stories of how biblical entrepreneurship is advancing the Great Commission. Subscribe now and get ready to be inspired, equipped, and empowered to make an eternal impact.
Hey, thank you very much. I'm so excited to be able to be here. So I'm standing on stage in front of over 1,000 people for an opportunity to win time for one of my heroes, where I got to spend one-on-one time with Willie Robertson. You know, the guy from Duck Dynasty? Yeah, I love Willie Robertson. And so I found myself in the top 5 of a dance competition, and the winner got the time with Willie. Now, let me just be honest here from the very beginning. I was not up there because, I got the moves. No, see, I was up there because I know how to own the stage. I know how to captivate a crowd, and I know how to draw attention to myself. Some of you are going to think that's pride. I'm going to prove you wrong. So here I am, swinging my jacket around and around and around. And out of the corner of my eye, I see this little boy come running down the aisle. Now, I could tell that he was like my son. He had a little mental health challenges. But guys, can I be honest for a second? This is what went through my head. You ready for this? Boy, if you think that you're going to come up on this stage and take the spotlight away from me winning this chance with Willie Robertson, boy, go sit down. That's what I was thinking. I mean, seriously, it's a little kid, and here I am. And so he runs up on the stage. I'm mid-swing, and all of a sudden, my jacket goes flying into the crowd, and I begin to clap. And I go and I gather the other contestants as we circle around this boy, as he runs into Willie's arms, and he wins the competition. Willie grabs him and swings him around in circles. Man, my heart was so fulfilled in that moment. But you see, later on that night, I was sitting there, and the keynote speaker comes walking down the aisle, right down the middle. And he's telling a story about how he was adopted and how he has this passion for foster kids and orphans and all of these things. And he begins talking about, do you know the purpose of why you're doing your business? I immediately raised my hand and I said, I do. So he hands me the mic. All right, yeah, quick, tell us a little bit about it. And so he starts to walk away and is going to be listening. And I grabbed the mic and I said, well, you see, sir, I have 3 adopted children, 2 of them from foster care. And that is my why, because one of them took me to my deathbed because I refused to give up on him. I was given 3 months left to live. And I'm here because I have a story to tell, and it's for them. It's with them. And I'm telling you, mid-story at that spot right there, he comes running over to me, and he just grabs me. He's like, oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you for what you're doing. He's like, you know what? I'm going to sit in your seat. I want you to take, 10 minutes and share with them why it is that you do what you do and what it is that you do. I was in shock. I got to share my story. I got to share about my business. Now, let me tell you, I guarantee you that there was some people that were ticked that I was able to share that. You want to know why? Because do you know how much it costs to be a vendor, to be a sponsor, not even to mention just to get your logo up there? And here I am, I didn't pay nothing. And I get to give an entire pitch, who I am, how they can follow me, and how to even get a hold of me. You see, later on that night, as it was all over, I was mingling around in the crowd, and security comes and they grab me. I don't know, something about an orange caution cone walking through the place that they could easily find me. But they took me back to the green room, and Willie wanted to talk to me. Now, whether he knew about the keynote speaker, I don't know, but all the speakers were there. And this is what Willie told me. He said, Devin, you know how to own the crowd. Devin, you know how to own the room. And Devin, you do it for the kingdom of God. Don't ever lose that heart. Wow. Tears came running down my face. It was such confirmation of my heart, of why I do what I do, and confirmation of the story that I'm here to tell. See, I built a brand from the inside out without sacrificing my values, without sacrificing my integrity, without sacrificing my character. I saw the importance of being visible, and the confirmation of this heart posture. I was able to take my story to stages. But in the midst of it, a valuable piece that I bet you that most of you guys didn't even find as I was sharing this story. Do you want to know what it is? Because this is what will make your business a 6 to 7 figure business easily. Oh, you want to hear it? All right, let's get to it. Hey, so my name is Devin Shubert. I'm a sought-after speaker. I'm an international best-selling author. I'm a 2-time award-winning entrepreneur, and I have been featured on 2 reality TV shows as one of the top entrepreneurs in the nation. I'm a host of a podcast and a show called The School of Influence, where they're on all the platforms and YouTube, but also the founder of Influence Academy. All these things are great, but the number one thing, the best accomplishment of standing on stages with Willie Robertson, standing on stage with Eric Thomas, standing on stage with Pat Quinn, those are great accomplishments. The number one thing is that I get to be a father, and I get to be the best father ever. I've been and helped thousands of people go from being the best kept secret to becoming the boldest voice in the room, to being the boldest voice online without seeming salesy and without selling out their soul. And so today, what I want to do is I want to guarantee you this. I want to guarantee you that most businesses aren't doing these 2 things if they're not growing. They have no clarity and they don't have good leadership. But, I'm not going to leave you with opportunities to not be able to know what it is, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the solutions to it instead of just saying, hey, these are all your problems, like most people do. So until you learn how to get your stories to stages and to actually get it out there, you're going to keep on wondering why your message and your influence is not making the impact and the income that God created you for. You are here for a purpose. So would it be all right if I just gave you 3 powerful shifts today that will help you stop hiding, that will help you start showing up, and that will help you share your stories on stages with boldness and with clarity? Can I have permission to be able to do that? You all right with that? Okay, cool. So, what I want to teach you today is called the SOS Method. This is the lifeline to influence. And as you can probably guess, it's an acronym because we want easy things. Now, one of the major things that sets me apart from so many people is that my entire business is built solely on kingdom principles. everything that I do has a Bible verse, a passage, or a biblical principle that is built off of. You want to build your business on something that's going to last? Build it on solid ground. There is no better place to build something than on this place of truth. So, the first S, are you ready for this? The first S is social media. Man, I'm telling you, your platform is a pulpit and a profit machine. Do you recognize that social media isn't even optional anymore? This is today's megaphone. And if you don't use it with intention, distraction is going to use you. Do you recognize that there's over 2.9 billion people on social media every single day? 2.9 billion people. Do you understand that this is a free platform for you to be able to share everything about your business? Oh, well, nobody hears about my business. That's because you're probably lazy. You maybe don't want to do social media. You don't want to learn it. You don't want to pay somebody to do it. Yet you have a lead problem. You have a messaging problem. You don't even know if your product, your business is product market fit. Some people are spending thousands of dollars on ads. They're spending thousands of dollars on flyers and mailers and events. But you know where almost all of those consumers go to check you out? Yep, social media. They pick up this thing right here. They pick it up. And so I'm telling you, if you don't have social media, feel free to reach out to me today, and I'm happy to help you successfully see what that looks like and exactly how it can be done. So there's a few similar methods that we can do to be able to make this into a profitable thing just on social media. And I can prove it because of this. In 2023, as I was launching, it was 18 months into my entrepreneurship journey. And I put a post out there in a group that I was coaching because I have a contract where I, coach about 100 of their students and lead their 7-figure mastermind. And so I put this post out there, and within 48 hours, I built a 6-figure business with one social media post, with 72 people commenting on it, with only 48 hours, a 6-figure business. And you want to know what the good thing is? I didn't even have any of it put together. Because you know what? They paid me to build it. Talk about the ways to be able to do things right. But okay, I know there's some of you guys that aren't going to want to reach out to me, but for those of you who want to do it yourself, let me make it so simple for you that your kids will remember this. Okay, maybe not under 3, unless they're advanced. I'm going to make it as simple as A, B, C, right? If we all can remember that, right? All right. So if you're going to when you're going to be posting on social media, you need to do these 3 things. Are you ready? Number 1. Nope. A. You need to demand attention. Look, if you're not going to stand out in the world, nobody's going to notice you and nobody's going to come to you. You have to demand attention. Now think about this. That boy who was running down the aisle, he drew the attention of people. And I recognized that there was no way that I was going to compete against that. So I got to back down. He drew the attention of everybody. And you know what? He won because he was getting people's attention. Now, I already know, there's a lot of you guys are saying, "Well, I don't want to do that. It's not all about me." You're wrong. You're wrong. Because the last time I checked, this guy named Paul, who was sitting in a prison, yeah, he said that I will boast in the Lord. Nothing but the Lord. But you see, this is what happened. He said yes to God, and he was a voice to the world. Yeah? So by drawing attention to him, he actually drew attention to God. Because no matter what you do, You're going to perceive what you want to about me. My role is my heart posture. And so I'm telling you that if you can stand in front of people, if you can do it on social media and not have pride, all the glory goes to God, and you don't even have to say it. So, number one, letter A, attention. Get people's attention. B, shift beliefs. Be bold. You see, this boy, no matter what labels people had put on him, mentally challenged, all these different things, he didn't care. I'm going to get time with Willie because I want it. He shifted the beliefs of the room, shifted the beliefs in me, because I was like, oh, heck no. Boy, get off the stage. But my heart shifted because I have a father's heart. You have to be bold. You have to be bold in what you're doing. You have to be bold in who you are. What are you going to stand up and stand out for on social media? And the last one's simple. We got attention, we got beliefs, and we got a call to action. This is one of the biggest things that I see with people struggling with social media is they don't know how to do a call to action. Give somebody something to do, tell them where to go, tell them exactly what it is. Like for you guys, maybe it's going to your website. Maybe it's going to devinshubert.com. Maybe it's going and booking a call on my calendar. Maybe it's, go grab this ebook. Go grab createbetterstories.com and you can grab a free ebook there on how to tell better stories. Or it can be drop me in the comments below. You see how simple it is? If we just give people simple task of what to do, you'd be surprised that, they actually do it. But you know what? All of this is pointless if you don't know how to get people to stop and pay attention to you. You see, that right there is the power of your story. Because remember, people aren't on social media looking to buy your stuff. No, they're not. So we have to utilize social media the way that it was meant to be used. With the same simple ABCs, but we get to use different forms of posting. Because you see, telling a story or sharing a reel or putting a quote, if we utilize our story and bring it all into our business, it's all streamlined into one. And we're giving a call to action. But listen to this. You're actually seeding your offer. You're seeding it. You're leading people in the same direction. You're planting seeds along the way. And this is exactly what I saw Jesus do. I saw him build this from the beginning to the end of his life. You see, didn't Jesus spend time pouring into people everywhere and in front of everyone? I mean, if I remember right, his parents kind of forgot him in one place because he was talking to people. I mean, he was teaching them up. I mean, he also went to Wedding Crasher. He was also a wedding crasher. He loved going to weddings and, turning the water into wine. He just loved being around people. He was walking around and thousands of people would show up. Why? Because he used the ABCs. He got attention. Changing water to wine, that'll draw attention. That's going to draw attention. And then he shifted the beliefs. Wow, who is this man? And then he told them what to do. Follow me. See, what happened was when he started to go, he added followers and they listened to his stories. So let me tell you this. Every story that you have to tell is a powerful, powerful moment. Your presence online should match your calling offline. And don't get stuck on posting for likes and start making sure that you're posting for your legacy. But let's be real. Not everybody who's on social media or a person who follows you or sees your stuff is going to actually be a buyer, right? So what about those people? What value do they have? Why do we even care? Well, I mean, Jesus didn't just talk to his 12 disciples, did he? I mean, the dude included Judas inside of his thing, right? Judas. Jesus, come on, dude, you knew. You knew the whole time. And you still talked to Judas. You still poured into him. Well, that leads us into point two. So we have S, social media. Now we have O, which is opportunities. God opens the doors through relationships. Now, can we all agree that there's certain aspects that a lot of entrepreneurs feel lonely, right? There's different aspects of that. Well, I want to suggest that that's because you actually choose that way. You choose the amount of value that you put into relationships over busy work. Ah, I got to do this. Ah, I got this deadline. Ah, I got to do this. But you know what? If your car needed to go to the shop, you need to go to the dentist, your kid had an emergency. Nope. See, priorities. But we can also agree that not every person we meet on social media or in person is going to be inclined. So why even waste our time? I'm here to tell you that this is by far the biggest thing that people miss every single day is these opportunities. Because this is what you're missing is an opportunity to catapult your business to the next level. Okay, so they don't buy, but they resonate with you and who you are. They're inspired by you. Why? Because you told them your story. And they're like, man, I get him. I get him. Man, I want to be like that. But I don't want to buy, this red t-shirt. I only wear orange. They will become a dedicated follower. They will become an advocate. They will become a referring partner. They'll be the first one to share your stuff. They'll always be supporting you on your posts, commenting, liking, sharing. And anytime that you do any type of event or a sale, they're going to be the first ones to show up. They're going to be the first ones to share. They're going to be the first ones to tag other people and invite them along. I mean, I'm not even talking about the opportunities of doing joint ventures, partnership, sharing with each other's audiences, networking with their connections. Guys, do you see what we're missing here? All because we choose to be busy rather than have relationships. You see, you don't need more followers. What you need is the right relationships. And the kingdom expands through connection, not competition. Recognize that many people here probably do the same thing that I do. Help people build their 6 and 7 figure businesses, right? But some people are going to resonate with me. Some people are going to resonate with somebody else. And so that's okay. That's okay. It's not competition. But people don't just want passive relationships with people who are unclear or non-decisive or can't even make a decision. But you see, let me tell you this. There's two reasons why people's businesses don't grow. Number one, they aren't clear on who they help. Who they help, how they help them, and what their offer is. And number two, I'm just going to put it blunt. You cannot scale your business if you suck at being a leader. Stink at being a leader. Apologies. If you stink at being a leader, it always stems, no matter what, it stems from these two things. Now, imagine being so confident that when you walk into a room, you set the atmosphere. Imagine without saying a word, you own the room. People are drawn to you and want to actually connect with you. Now, I already hear you. I'm introverted. I'm extroverted. Guess what? It doesn't matter because you haven't said a word. You walk into a room. How would that change your business? You see, me getting the opportunity to be on stage for a dance competition opened up a amazing opportunity there on stage, but also following up with so many people. Why? Because I know how to utilize my opportunities to network. I got 10 minutes of fame to show and share my business with thousands of people, and it grew my influence. And people to this day remember me from that event and say, you're that guy, that orange, the man in orange. Yeah, yeah, that's me. You see, I had the opportunity to take my story to stages. And just like Jesus, when he was sending out his disciples, he didn't just send the 12, right? No, he sent them out 2 by 2. All these people were going out. And then what happened? They all went out. People started coming in. Jesus was attracting people. I mean, he fed 5,000. He, was drawing people in. He was just talked to the woman at the well. There was 3,000. He multiplied some Lunchables. I mean, he did all these things because people were attracting him. And listen to this. He attracted people that were for him, that didn't know him, and that were against him. You're going to have those people. The more the more people that you are able to attract, this gives you more opportunities to be on stages with like podcasts and summits and panels and physical stages or virtual stages like this Kingdom Impact Summit. And so that's our last S, is stages. You get to take your story to stages. And so we have social media, we have opportunities, and we have stages. Because, my friends, let me tell you this, your voice is a weapon. Every time that you speak, heaven leans in. God spoke into existence. It's time to stop waiting for permission and to start releasing what God has placed in you. And it's time for you to start taking your stories to stages. And so everywhere you go is a story. Everywhere you go, you have an opportunity to talk to somebody. I love what John Maxwell says. He says, luck rests at the intersection of preparation and opportunity. Are you ready at the spurt of a moment, like I was, to be able to share in front of 1,000 people if you get the opportunity? But, I know some of you guys are like, I don't know how. Jesus started speaking in front of masses because he spent time with the Father and he knew what to say. But you don't know what to say. What do you need to get on the stages? What does that look like? Well, I want to give you 4 things that you need. These are going to be based on different stages that you get on, but you want to get on the bigger stages and bigger connections. You're going to need these 4 things. Number 1, you're going to need a niche specific topic or titles that you can speak on. Don't just go, just tell me what you want me to speak on. No, this is what I talk about. You're going to need a framework or a signature talk type of thing. You're going to need a following or some place of influence for a couple of reasons. Number 1, they're going to want you to help promote. They're going to want a place where people can check you out. Is this guy for real? Does this guy really wear an orange jacket all the time? Is everything he have orange? I mean, everything that I basically have is orange. You're going to need a speaker one sheet. You're going to need a media kit. And those things are pretty much more as you grow. But let me ask you this. I want you to get a piece of paper out. Get a piece of paper out if you got like a pencil or something like that. Grab a hold of that. I want to ask you this simple question. I want you to lay it down on the table in front of you, draw a line on that piece of paper. And I want to ask you this question. My friends, is it time that you honestly draw a line in the sand and do everything you can to achieve the influence that God has called you to do? Is it time? Yes or no? The line is right there. Are you ready to step into your influence and not be held back by fear? If yes, then, well, I want you to listen up, because I know some of you guys are probably fired up by what I've been sharing, but you're probably still asking this question I get asked a lot. Devin, where do I start? You've shared so much. Well, that's why I've put together a thing called Stories to Stages. Now, this isn't just a course. This is a movement. I'm going to help you write and refine and release your story so you can start making your impact and your income that God has called you to in abundance. No more poverty mindset. Whether you're trying to grow your platform on social media, get speaking gigs, or just want to find your voice again, this is your step. and I'm going to show you exactly what to do so you can reach more people with more clarity and more power. Now, listen, if you truly want to grow your social media with opportunities and stages, then it's going to take one simple step first: action. Action. If we don't have implementation, you just got a bunch of worthless head knowledge. But I hear it all the time. Devin, I don't have time. I don't know where to start. Well, as business owners, we make time for what's important. And we want to do what brings us the most ROI. So that's why I put together the Stories to Stages Bootcamp. And you can go to stories2stages.com, and I put together a special code for you guys to be able to get this free. It's normally $500, but I discounted to $47, but I'm giving it to you guys for free with the Impact25 coupon code. Now, this is going to get you through how to be able to implement your stories and how to be able to use the exact same ways that I created a six-figure business in that opportunity. Stories2stages.com, Impact25. I want to end with this. Hopefully I got a few more minutes. This is what I hear afterwards. Devin, why do you care? Why do you care? Why do you care if I share my story? Well, give me 2 minutes and I'll tell you something that you'll never forget. You see, I told you that I adopted three kids, 2 boys from foster care. One's my now ex-wife's biological daughter. One of those boys, like I said, had some mental health problems. He has some pretty severe mental health, trauma, prior abuse. After the divorce, when my ex-wife had an affair, things got drastically worse. He started acting up. Every day was physical aggression. I spent over $100,000 taking care of him one-on-one to try and get help. At one point, I had a brain scan and they said, if you don't get help in 6 months, you're not going to make it. Well, I made it 3 months. I made it 3 more years from that point. And then I found myself in a hospital bed. The trauma that had taken control of my life. I never slept. I had 27 cameras in and throughout my house just to keep me safe and to keep him safe. But what happened was my brain and my nervous system stopped communicating, and I would shake convulsively and pass out. I gave everything for my son. Even amidst people telling me to drop him off at the police station, kick him out of the house, drop him off at HHS or DHS or CPS, whatever you want, whatever it is in your state, in your area. And I said, no, this is a son. This is my son. And it took me literally to my deathbed. They wanted to put me in a treatment facility. And instead I said, no, I'm just going to go to my friend's house. 2 weeks later, I was laying in my bed. I had nothing left to live for. My one and only assignment was my son at that point. I had debt, but I had a crappy house that I was renting. Nothing else. I had no relationships. My family disowned me. My relatives, my friends, my church, everybody was gone. I said, God, I'm done. And that night around 2 o'clock, I was laying in my bed and I remember feeling this overwhelming sense of peace come into the room. And as I'm laying on my back, I remember lifting my head up just a little bit. And I could see at the foot of the bed, this silhouette come across the bed, the foot of the bed, and come slowly up by my head. And I knew it. I knew at that moment that it was Jesus. And he said, Devin, it's not time for you to go home yet. You have a story to tell, and you're going to tell it to the nations. And I said, yes. I said, yes. And then this last year, he put me on a mission. He put me on a mission to help 1 million people share their stories across media. That is what you're helping do with Stories to Stages. But I want to leave you with this. If you think that your story is just about you, you're wrong. It's actually about healing someone else's needs. It's about the anointing that you carry. It's about the authority that you have. It's about the meaning behind you. It's ultimately what you have to offer that nobody else can give. God didn't save you to just keep you safe. He saved you to send you. And I want to leave you with this. Stop hiding. Start sharing. And this is what Jesus told me. Situation. He said this. Don't take your story to the grave with you. So, my friends, I want to tell you this. You want to leave a legacy. You want to live in abundance. The graveyard is full of stories. Don't take your story to the grave with you. Go tell your story. www.storiestosstages.com, Impact 25, and help me change the world while you build your business and advance the kingdom. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for listening to the International Business as Mission podcast, a space where we explore how to build businesses rooted in biblical principles that create global impact. But we're not just here to talk. We're taking action to spread entrepreneurship to poverty-stricken communities around the world. Our mission is to be the catalyst that empowers people to build sustainable livelihoods and break the cycle of poverty. We follow the 3 fish principle. 1, give a fish, providing startup loans to empower entrepreneurs. 2, teach to fish, offering entrepreneurial training for sustainable business practices. And 3, equip for disciple making, building a community that supports spiritual growth alongside business success. This is life-changing work, but we can't do it alone. We need passionate impact partners like you to join us on this mission by becoming a donor. Your generous gift will directly fund the establishment of new businesses that provide dignified work and hope. Just imagine your donation could help a single mother in rural Africa start a small farming venture that allows her to feed her children and send them to school, or a young man in Southeast Asia to launch a small business. Breaking the chains of generational poverty. This is the power of entrepreneurship as a force for good. Will you join us in unleashing it? Go to 𝐒𝐒_𝐒𝐒 now to start impacting lives through the transformative power of business as mission. Together we can create a world of flourishing.